a lot of people have asked me about how bad being deprioritized in a congested Starlink area is. So today I'm going to show you. What's up everybody? My name is Dan. Welcome to Freely Roaming. So I've had Starlink for RV for a few days now, and a lot of you have asked about how bad the service is if you're deprioritized, which for Starlink for RV, you're always deprioritized, and especially when you're in a congested area where residential Starlink is not available. So that is exactly the situation where I am today. And I wanted to go through and just do several speed tests throughout the day to show you guys what being congested and deprioritized is like for Starlink. So give you a little bit of a background, we are currently in the greater Los Angeles area. This area is obviously, as most of you know, is very congested, is very populated, second biggest city in the US, and you cannot currently order Starlink residential from this address or this area that I'm in right now. There's a couple of spots where you can, but those spots are up in the mountains like the Santa Monica Mountains or out at Catalina Island. But definitely right here where I am, you cannot get Starlink residential, which means the guarantee speeds are already all spoken for by people that ordered it initially. So I got the Starlink set up back there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a speed test for you. It is about 11:30 in the morning, so this speed test will show you exactly what it's like about this time. I imagine it's about as congested as it gets. People wake up, people go to work, people are on their computers doing work at home. I will also test it in the afternoon, and I'll test it again later this evening so you can get a really good ballpark about what it's like throughout the day. And just as a bonus comparison, I will also test simultaneously what my AT&T 4G LTE service is like, so you can compare side by side with your two options while you're traveling. Okay, so here it is at 10:30 in the morning in LA. I just hooked up our Starlink. It is sitting on the ridge line of the roof. We're in the middle of LA, just outside the port of LA, so it's a pretty congested area. It's an area that is not available for residential, which means any traveler taking their dish here, whether you are using Starlink for RV or Starlink for residential, if this is not your home region for Starlink residential, you will be deprioritized. Okay, right now it's saying network issue. Okay, let's see statistics. What are we looking at here? There's network issues, which I assume, yeah, deprioritization has taken effect. All right, so after 15 minutes, network problem, searching, restarting, we're now online. Let's look at the statistics. So you can see I started at 10:27 and I rebooted, I stowed it once, and it was searching network issue, searching network issue. So I'm finally on. I'm gonna do a speed test. I'll do a speed test from right within the app. Android to internet, meaning from the phone through the app to the router to the dish to the satellite back down to a ground station. This is the speed. 120 millisecond latency, pretty slow. 50 megabits down, and right now it looks about 11 or 12 megabits up, which is also pretty slow. However, you have to take into consideration that this is a congested residential area with a deprioritized dish. And look at this now, straight from the router, so bypassing the bottleneck of the app to the router, directly from the router to the internet, we're looking at 119 down. That's pretty good. And up is slower for some reason, but that just fluctuates, I'm guessing. Pretty slow. And the dish just tilted. The dish went from flat to tilted at an angle. And again, Android to the router. You show the, well, actually this is Android to the router. So first one was Android to internet. Second one is router to internet. This one's Android to router, which I'm only like 5 feet away. That shows you the bottleneck of the wireless connection. So generally speaking, your wireless connection is going to be slower than how fast Starlink can be. Router to internet, 1 megabit up. That's really bad. Android to internet, 50 down, 9 up. Let's test again. I'll test twice, and I'll test once through speedtest.net. Here we go again. Android to internet, we've slowed down a bit. Latency is better, so it just fluctuates. Upload is a little bit higher now. So yeah, so don't expect consistent service. I think that's what I'm finding out so far. Don't expect the service to be consistent when you're in a deprioritized mode, whether you're residential on portability or Starlink for RV. But right now, router to internet's really fast, 166. Pretty impressed. Upload speed is a little bit faster now than before. Peaked at about 16, and then it drops down to about 3. So, and then this is Android to router. If I get closer, I'm guessing it'll be better. A little bit. Not by much. That is the test, 2 tests, back-to-back tests on the Starlink app. Okay. Now let's do speed tests on the native app. Pretty slow. You can definitely get faster speeds, I suspect, if you were not using Wi-Fi. Let's say you get the Ethernet cable from Starlink, which for this Gen 2 of this dish does not come with built-in Ethernet. So that'll be something you have to buy extra. So just with one test right now, I'm getting about 5 up, 5 down. So let's test again. Same test. This is, I would consider a peak hour here in LA. Similar speeds. 5 up, 5 down, 7 down. Getting about 7 down. Yeah, 7 down, about 4 up, roughly. So, not blazing fast speeds when you're deprioritized during a peak congested hour. But I would say, though, it's totally usable. You know, you're not getting your 200 megabits that you would if this was your residential address. But I think it's pretty good. Okay, now I'm at the speed test app. AT&T connected to White Sky Communications. Let's give that a go. Ping rate 57. Download not great. Yeah, 2.5. I'm seeing it topping out at about 2.5. 2.6. And up is a little bit better. So I will say that this Mobley device is not the fastest 4G LTE device you have. Obviously it's not 5G. So this is specifically a comparison of Starlink Gen 2 satellite dish in LA, middle of the week, congested, deprioritized, to a ZTE Mobley device, 4G LTE device on the AT&T network at the same time. It's about 11:09 right now. So let's test again so we can get a second run at it, see if we're getting similar speeds or not. Again, this is congested. This is also very busy. I suspect these Mobley device are also not necessarily high priority, because it is a device that's designed for vehicle use, and vehicle demands are usually much lower than the demands of like somebody streaming high quality video or doing a Zoom call or something like that. So that's the second test, even slower. Ping rate is decent, latency is decent. Okay, so here's the two tests. The first two down below, 5.55 up, no, 5.55 down, 7.33 down, 4.84 up, 3.63 up. These bottom two right here are from this one, and this one are from Starlink. And then these next two over here are my AT&T Mobility unlimited 4G LTE data. So even during congested, so far I'm seeing before noon at about 11 o'clock a.m. on a Thursday, these are the speeds I'm getting. I'll be back a little bit later for an afternoon test. All right, it is a little after 3 o'clock. I am now going to test Starlink again to see what kind of congestion we're dealing with. It's still online, so first let's see stats. How have we been doing? Have we had any outages? No outages since we connected this morning. But maybe since there hasn't been that much use, wouldn't show outages anyways. But here we go, let's go speed test. Speed, Android to internet, 21. So that is going through the router. So I'm actually a little bit further away from the router, but I'm still getting full bars. The true test is the router to internet speed. 30 megabits, 115 millisecond latency down, and about 3 megabit up. That's the Android to internet. Now it's the router to internet. This is how fast the router speaking to the dish, and the dish coming back down to a ground station. 150, 156. Topped out at 156. Down. And let's see, up. Up is, well, we have some trouble still. 3, topped out at 4, it looks like. So now let's see Android to router. Yeah, see, that's where you see the bottleneck is with my speed connection for my phone. So the number to look at is router to internet. That's the actual speed factoring in congestion and deprioritization. That is router internet, 103 down, 5 up. So just for giggles, let's go to speed test app. Let's use this app to test, see if we get similar. So this will only give us the speed from Android to internet. Here we go. About 25 to 30. Basically the same numbers that we're seeing with the other app. 44 millisecond ping, that's pretty fast. Oh, up is faster now. We're looking at about 15 megabits up. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It is 7:35. I was gonna wait till 8, but probably gonna get a little bit dark to make videos by then, so I'm gonna do it right now. So, launching Starlink. I'm connected. And let's see. It says that we're online. Let's look at stats. Outages. Did we have any outages? No outages since this morning, since we connected. So we're good. So let's go through with our speed test. Here we go. This is our phone Android to internet test. 35 megabits, 82 millisecond latency. Going up. 50, 52, 54, 58, 59. That's as high as I got up. 59. And upload slow, 2 megabits. But that's the Android to internet. So let's see what the router to internet speed is. Right away, 80, 91. 91 is the highest I got. Wow, starting to go down a bit. 53, 48, 51, 59, 60, going back up. 74. Upload 17, 18. Got up as high as 40 initially. So looks like there's a bit of congestion right now. So most people must be using Starlink at home. Makes sense. Okay, so now we're doing Android to router, which local connection's pretty fast. I don't think we need to see that necessarily again. So let's go to speedtest.net, their native app, speed tester. That should be just about the same. So since we did it for the other ones, we'll do it for this one too. Okay, speedtest.net, and go. Uh, 13, 16, 17. I think we peaked at about 17. It's pretty good. We are connecting to the Cloudflare server for our download test. So as you know, this top one shows you your service provider, and the bottom one is where you're downloading and uploading to and from. So the bandwidth to that bottom one could also be a factor, but most likely not. So 12.9 down, 9.62 up, 94 millisecond is the latency. Okay, now that we've got that, let's go to the AT&T 4G. Okay, we're on AT&T 4G. Let's give this a shot. Still pretty slow, probably about the same as earlier. Anywhere between 1.5 to 3 megabits, which is surprising because 4G should be faster than that. But it is LA. Thursday, 7:39 p.m. Upload's pretty fast. We're at 9 megabits. So maybe right now is like a peak data consumption period. So 3.36 down, 8.92 up, 20 millisecond ping time. That's pretty good. Okay, so that's the speed test of Starlink deprioritized in a congested city during peak hours. Keep in mind that as more people get Starlink, and the more people get Starlink for RV, especially now, because now anybody can get it and they can be shipped immediately. So a lot of people could be getting this, getting online, and they could be getting online anywhere, even in congested areas. So people who are guaranteed speeds in their regions will still get them, but as more people that are in congested areas with deprioritized dishes, the only people that will slow down is most likely people like us who have deprioritized Starlink for RV or residential with portability. So this is a very anecdotal test of my personal experience on this particular day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.